Transmissions from the Void.
Good evening, and welcome to another episode of Transmissions from the Void. I am your temporary host, Ken James, and joining me, as always, my Luke Skywalker to my Yoda, like hanging in the backpack, Jason McKittrick.
Oh, okay. All right. I'll take the backpack spot. Yeah. That's kind of fun. I'm tired today, so.
Well, you're carrying me. That's what I meant.
Oh, I get it.
Or how about this? How about this? I'll go the Elliot to my ET.
All right. Okay.
I'll be in the basket in the front, and you're driving me down these Eldridge roads. You know.
Got it. I like it.
I think that's better. It's less of a
Sure.
Yeah, master student kind of thing. It's more of just like a fun.
Yeah,
fun, and I'll take you to outer space, buddy.
Yeah,
I'll get us. We'll go flying,
and it's funsies. So we right. So this is we're speaking from the month of October this time, right? Yeah. So we figured we'd do something fun, right? We wanted to go over some Lovecraftian cartoon episodes.
Yeah, because I was watching randomly one day. My wife was just had on like a random 24/7 Ninja Turtles channel. And it was like the 2017 version, like whatever, and it was when we first started this, and like I was picking up on stuff, and I was like, oh my god, I was like, this is Lovecraft stuff.
Yes, it is.
This is all Lovecraft, and so we decided that we're gonna go down a list here, and we're gonna discuss. We watched most of them, we didn't get to all of them. We are busy people, and this morning it was nice. I got up, bright and early, and me and my son watched Saturday morning cartoons. It was pretty fun, but they were all involving H.P. Lovecraft's work.
Well, that's great. I mean, you got to start him young. I mean, he's got to know what's going on.
Yeah. And, without any further ado, I think we could jump right into this, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. From the top, man, I couldn't believe how many Superman episodes have Lovecraftian protagonists.
Yeah.
Or antagonists, excuse me.
Yeah, you're good.
And I get why, because I was sitting here watching all these episodes. We'll go over them, but magic is one of the things that fucks with Superman pretty bad. So it's almost natural. Like, he's an alien, but he's a good alien. It's like, oh, what's an evil alien that used magic? So of course you're going to go right to some Lovecraftian stuff.
And it immediately clicked for me right away when he kept calling Superman mortal, and I'm like, because he's just an alien. Yeah.
No, so we're the first episode that we watched was Superman, the animated series from season 2, The Hand of Fate. This was a lot of fun. I got to be honest. I remember watching this years ago, and so I put it back on. This is just wonderful,
dude. I gotta say, I have never had more fun researching an episode.
Right?
Like, dude, I gotta say that I've had so much fun watching these cartoons, and like checking out like how they did them, and like getting into the headspace of like how the writer and all that. This episode started off with a bang. This is what I started with,
right?
And like, first off, that intro music is awesome. The Superman animated series intro music. I felt American. I was like, I was standing with my cape, listening to that. That it can only work for Superman or the beginning of a World War II movie. Like, that's what that music is.
Sure.
But and I was like, holy shit! How many night gaunts are they going to slip into this episode?
I know, right? And the main guy too. I mean, Carcool. It's like as soon as they show him, it's like, oh, that's pretty great.
Yeah.
But a short little synopsis of the episode. We have this. I guess demonic, but I mean, he's totally like Cthulhu and Nyarlathotep, like thrown together, sort of.
Right.
And he accidentally gets freed from his like mystic prison by this criminal who's like trying to rob stuff from a museum, and he finds this like ancient tablet that like speaks to him. It's like, here we go. And I like it because it's like
so sick.
It is, and it's like it shows this like cryptic writing that like morphs into English, like right in front of us. It's like, okay, all right. But it's kind of cool because it's not just your typical like, it frees the creature from the tablet. No, it like possesses him. Which is kind of cool.
Yeah, like it starts because he's like leaning forward.
Yeah,
like, the cop or whoever was like, "Hey, what are you doing over there?" And then it just I was like, yeah, rock and roll.
And he's cool looking too, because he's this black tentacled creature with like these pink tentacles that come out of his face, and he's got like the green glowing eyes. But then he has like almost like this Mask of the Phantasm kind of like shroud thing over him, and he's badass. Cool. And he has like he's asymmetrical. Like he has like one arm on one side that's sort of like like a big claw, and then the other one has like two on it with like one coming off of his back. So he's very chaotic, even in his design. Yeah, and his voice, it sounded like our boy Buffalo Bill. It did kind of sound like him. And I was like, is that him? I was like, is that him? But then totally, I forgot who voiced Superman. For a second, I was like, is that Mike Rowe? And then I looked, I'm like, oh my God, it's the dude from Wings. It's Chris's writer, sober partner. Yes, from Sopranos. Yeah.
I was like, oh shit, nice. That was good, man. But it's totally cool, and them starting to change the people. But continue. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. I mean, we were had a lot of fun watching these. So he goes Carcool right away starts just destroying shit, right? Like he opens up like a portal. There's like this big green like massive energy that swirls around him. He starts like doing incantations and stuff. It's like full on Lovecraft right away. And
no one can get into the museum now because it has that big shield, and like everyone's trying to get in.
Right, and then right away Superman's patrolling the city, and like he hears some like some commotion or whatever. He flies over, tries to get this guy. They trade some blows, but ultimately it's like he even says to him, he's like, you don't have the tools to defeat me. It's like, it's pretty cool.
It really is cool. And leading to who he goes to for help.
And then
so sick.
but it's not like watching this episode, I was like, man, these shows were written so well, because it's not just, I'm gonna go ask Dr. Fate for help. I'm gonna go ask Dr. Fate, who's had enough with this shit. Dr. Fate. He's like, I'm retired.
He's just like, oh man.
And the wife keeps giving him looks like she's like,
she heals.
Tired.
She heals Superman first. Then he's like, "Do you do sewing?" And
then like fixes the emblem. And
then like, and like the whole time she's just like looking at, you're right, like side eyeing Dr. Fate, like, like
you gonna help me yet or what?
You pussy, like,
seriously,
that's Superman, dude. Like, what are you doing?
So he walks off disappointed. He's like, wow, what an asshole. And then the wife is like,
imagine that though. Imagine that, like, the one time Superman comes to help, he needs your help. And you're like, it's like, bro, Superman needs your help. Like,
well, Dr. Fate's older than Superman, but
sure.
Yes, totally. It's like, he's this metaphysical type, and he's just jaded. And Superman's like, hey man, I'm boots on the ground. I'm throwing fists. He's like, I don't have mystical amulets to help me.
And he's like, I'm not wearing eyeshadow right now.
Right, which totally the character was.
Smoky eye.
Smoky, sexy eyes, Dr. Fate. But Superman's like, semi disgusted. He leaves, and then the wife comes out, and she's like, here, try this. This might help. She gives him like a, like a little like olive that you put in a drink or whatever. But so Superman goes back. He tries to take on Carcool, who now is like in this this impenetrable like Ghostbusters 2 type thing where like you just can't get in. There's your reference, right? And Superman comes in doing his best to fight this guy, but now he's opened up this pit to like some other dimension, or maybe it's hell, or maybe it's, I don't know what it is.
And everyone's like, all his friends, like everyone at the Daily Bugle or whatever, they're all like turning.
Jimmy Olsen and Lois Lane are there, and they get transformed into it. And it's pretty cool. It's not just like the other ones, like when they come out, like these like night gaunt things come out, and like they go into like inside the people. It drives them mad, which is kind of cool. You see them like and then they transform into one of them. But for some reason they have Lois and Jimmy like different looking ones. One looks like a Shugith, and like the other one looks almost like an elder thing, sort of. But it's cool, and like everyone's losing their shit. This portal's open. Superman's doing what he can, but if you know the character, Superman does not do well against magic.
Right.
And just when it looks like he's going to get his head ripped off or whatever, Dr. Fate finally shows up. It's like, all right, I'll help.
And then what happens? That silly fuck drops the tablet.
And then so the tablet, like in the beginning of the episode, Carcool, like when he comes out, the tablet is there and he crushes it, and he's like, I'm not going to be imprisoned again. And then Dr. Fate shows up. He's like, what has been made cannot be unmade.
It's like,
and then it's like, all right, you're
getting deep on these cartoons.
Seriously. And then like he throws it, and then he drops it. It starts like going into this pit that Carcool has opened, and then Superman goes after it.
I knew instantly in my head what was coming. Him chasing it down the. I was like,
Yep.
No, I know it's coming, dude.
Yep, and he goes all the way to the bottom. He's dodging these night gaunt spirit looking things, and then he gets to the bottom, sort of essentially, where he grabs it before it gets to the bottom, and this face appears, which is I guess the ultimate evil, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
And it's just big, basically almost like a big glowing green-eyed, kind of almost like jack-o'-lantern kind of face starts coming after him.
Yeah, it's after him, man. And he's Superman gunning it out of there.
Yep, he's gone when they're playing the music. And then he flies out, and then Dr. Fate, who's almost, at this point, he's almost getting killed, and then he says the magic incantation, and they just essentially all disappear.
Yeah.
So, and that's really all it comes down to. But
yeah,
great little fun little episode.
And then you get at the end where he drops him off to his wife, and she's like, oh, this will work, blah, blah, blah. And he's just like, what changed your mind? And he's like, you.
He's like, you, yeah. Even though you knew you were going to lose, you went anyway.
Yeah, it's like, yeah.
It's like, that's why they call me Superman.
Right.
And he just looks at him, he's just, bitch.
Yeah. And then he puts lipstick on and walks away.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah. He's like, I might not do smoky eye, but I do sexy red lipstick.
Right.
No,
so
but
good stuff there.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah, because I was kind of like, oh man, is this going to be kind of like a chore to watch these? No,
because they work well.
Right, sometimes it can.
Sometimes they can be.
Yeah, I didn't watch one thing that I was not having fun with. They were all fun.
Totally. And then next up, which is in the next season of Superman, they go for it again.
Mm-hmm.
There's an episode called Unity from season 3, and this one's like a Supergirl heavy episode, which is cool.
Yeah.
And she's hanging
super
out
hot
with her white gloves. I don't remember that, but
crop top and
sure, very, very 90s.
Yeah.
But it's interesting. It's she goes on this she's home for spring break or whatever it is, because I guess she's at college. I don't know, because
she's super college or whatever it is.
Sure.
Yeah.
But there's this new religion back in Smallville, this almost tent revival style.
Yeah.
Called the Unity. And cut to
you get your Dark Stranger character.
Yep, we get our we don't. You haven't seen him yet, but that's our Wilbur Whately character.
Oh, okay.
You'll see. And he. It's a 22-minute episode, so they got to get right to it.
Yeah.
But he she shows up and she sees and essentially they're worshiping. The whole town has become like what? Completely just mind fucked. Yeah,
they're all basically they connect via tentacle to this giant alien blob creature that has tentacles. Yeah. And then it puts parasites on their brain.
Yes. And I'm hey, it's what it happens. And it's crazy because they're worshiping this thing, and it's at the center of the tent, and it's sending out all these tentacles, and it's got this weird mouth thing, and I'm like, they don't make cartoons like this.
No. Well, yeah, they take Supergirl takes Martha.
Yeah.
Why'd you say the name? Right to the doctor. Yeah, right. And they're like, sorry, her brain is fucked. That's basically what they said. They're like, she's covered in parasites.
Yeah, and then right there, it starts coming out of her mouth, and there's this scene where she's and then Pa Kent comes in, and then the doctors have it too. It's all these people zombified almost, and they have these weird white slimy tentacles coming out of their mouths. Yeah. I'm like, this is pretty heavy for a Saturday morning cartoon.
Totally was. And, but I dug it.
No, but apparently the Superman and Supergirl's heat vision is what takes these things down, because Soups shows up finally, and he's like, sorry, I got here as quick as I could.
He's like, I thought you had it. He's like, but also, did you think about using your laser vision to take these things down? Yeah, exactly.
And it fucks them up pretty good. But the giant creature, when he comes after it, it starts to there's the one main guy, because once again, it's 22 minutes, got to cut right to it. Superman shows up, Supergirl's there. The main guy that we saw, he has his true form, and he's this big, writhing, tentacled creature as well, but he's a little more, has more form to him. He's a little bit a cross between Cthulhu and an elder thing or something. And, he's kind of messing Supergirl up, but they're using the heat vision, and it's working out pretty good. And then, but then she gets taken over, and then the giant tentacle monster comes out, and then they're both out at the same time, and they try to join together, and it's like, oh shit, there's gonna be a giant monster, but then Supergirl squashes it, and it's like, oh, all right.
Yeah, she throws that explosive whatever, and it just
the gas canister or whatever.
and it's about to take out Superman, and they were like, we got to give her some play here.
Yeah.
She takes it down and it loosens up on Superman, and he just starts punching shit again.
And then it's amazing, because then it goes down to, it's like, this is where we firmly divide with Lovecraft, because fists are taking these things out. And Superman is just pummeling these things, and then just, that's it. I mean, essentially, there's heat vision and fists take these things down.
Yep. Yeah.
So it's it's a fun time. I mean, it has a couple elements of like Dunwich horror, a little bit. There's a little bit of color out of space, I think, and I gotta say though, this is like that animated series, like that universe. That's my favorite Superman. Oh yeah, it's great. It's the same universe as the Batman too.
Yeah, exactly.
That universe is amazing.
Yeah,
which is kind of crazy, because Batman is tied to. They have a lot of Lovecraftian elements in the comics with Batman. There's no Lovecraftian episodes of Batman.
I was thinking that earlier today.
How is this not a thing?
Yeah, I was thinking about that earlier today when I was watching that, because like you get the Justice League one and a couple things, but I was like, I would expect there to be more. I was saying that to myself, like, why wouldn't Batman get more of these?
I think because you have to keep Batman somewhat at a street level with the villains, because once you bring in cosmic entities, you kind of need Superman.
Right. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's I came to that point too, that like the immortal, the guy's like, you're immortal and I'm this like crazy entity. Batman's like, oh, I'm gonna have to call Superman, like. And he's probably too, with the level of like sanity, Batman, it would instantly try to investigate too much, figure it out, and then go nuts.
Or just it would just be you just need, it's another alien, so it's like you can only go so far with Batman. You'd have to involve one of the other Justice League members.
Yeah.
So
Martian
which is
Manhunter.
Right, which brings us to our next episode, which is a Justice League 2-parter, which I'm gonna say, like, this 2-parter is better than any of the Justice League, like, Superman, Batman movies. Like, if this was a movie, I was like watching it, I was like, this would be amazing. And they essentially, in this one, they're fighting Cthulhu. Like, they just call him Icthultu. They just changed it around a little bit. But it is Cthulhu, and it's like, and it takes a while, because they give us two episodes. You got like Solomon Grundy attacking Atlantis.
Solomon Grundy, voiced by Mark Hamill, of course.
Right, and you have Aquaman, and Dr. Fate shows up again.
Who's the guy from The Mummy?
He's the guy from The Mummy, I was about to say.
Yeah.
How could you, I mean...
Deuce Bigelow?
More famously, Deuce Bigelow.
Yeah.
Hey, fishy fish.
Yes. As soon as I heard him, I was like, oh my God, it's Bigelow himself.
Yeah, I had his name and I don't remember it now.
Yeah.
It's fine. He knows who he is.
Yeah. He's listening. He knows it.
He's listening, right? It's like on one of those, when you have those posts, those like bullshit accounts on Instagram, and they have like, they steal an artist's work and just share it. It's like, credit to the artist. It's like, pig.
Yeah, disgusting pig.
But these episodes are great. This 2-parter from Justice League. This is from it's called The Terror Beyond, and it's from season 2 from 2003. And it's great, man. There's a whole backstory where like Atlantis sank because essentially Cthulhu showed up.
Yeah,
and like
what's his name? Poseidon.
Yeah,
had to, summon all the powers from like the earth or like the city.
Yeah,
to basically make the trident to defeat it. And but by doing that, he basically took all the power away from Atlantis to keep it afloat. Right. I was like, come on, man. What do you mean? Well, it's so much better than the movies. And not just that, like, how dare you make me have emotions for Solomon Grundy?
Yeah, seriously.
And how dare you make me ponder the backstory of Hawkgirl of all, like, seriously. I was like, what is going on?
They go deep too. I don't even know who wrote this one. Her home planet of Thanagar. It's like, oh, those are Thanagarian runes. I'm like, whoa, what are we doing here? She's like, oh, well, Cthulhu, we used to worship Icthultu or whatever they call him. And it goes deep.
She knew the incantation that Dr. Fate was doing. He's like, how did you know that? She's like, on my planet, it's the closest thing we have to a prayer. I was like, whoa, we're getting deep. Yeah. I was like, Jesus, jaded hero. All right.
Seriously. This was going on Saturday mornings. I couldn't believe it. But, he finally shows up. We'll just call him Cthulhu because he is.
Yeah.
He finally shows up because he has to. And once again, like, I feel like this sequence they stole for the Doctor Strange movie when they finally come up to Dormammu. Like, the way the Cthulhu's presented, it's almost identical. I was like, oh my God, and this is 2003. That's like 15 years before, at least.
Right.
So, and So the heroes go in there, which is a weird lineup of the Justice League. It's Superman, Hawkgirl, Wonder Woman, and Dr. Fate.
Yeah, and
then Aquaman and and Solomon Grundy is in there.
Yeah, but Aquaman too isn't a part of the Justice League, and he's kind of at odds with the Justice League in this.
Yeah, and
like even Hera, his wife, when they go to like meet at the kingdom, they're like, he only saved the world because he was fighting for Atlantis. He wasn't fighting, for the world. And he's kind of a dickhead. He's kind of like a jaded dick in this.
Yeah. He kind of takes the almost like Patrick Wilson's character from Ocean Masters.
Yeah, he is Ocean
Masters. Sure. But once again, cut to they fight all these guys, and you have these creatures coming out, and they're all like greatest hits from Cthulhu. So there's one that looks like essentially like looks like a star spawn of Cthulhu, so it's a Cthulhu in miniature. There's one that looks like a Shuggus. There's one that looks like an Elder Thing. There's they even have ones that look like a real deep cut character, Igolanak, which is basically a headless body with mouths on his hands. Like they go for it in this episode, and essentially you get the whole thing where it's Solomon Grundy, he has to sacrifice himself, and
which he was going to anyway.
Okay. Solomon Grundy, born on a Monday. And they use it to kind of like, it's like a spell to close the riff, and they take this big rock and they throw it in there. And I like that Superman is like low-key kind of like a dick like a humorous kind of dick type of this. It's like, that's okay, like where was this for the movies? Maybe it would have worked better if they used this version of Superman.
And at the one point where he's just like, oh well, now I'm off the fence, when he's like, like, we're gonna have to fuck this dude up. He's like, I guess,
seriously. Like, doesn't Hawkgirl say to him, like, does your crotch hurt from always being on the from straddling the fence? It's like, what the fuck? Is that in a Saturday morning cartoon?
Dude, they were getting this was
they were
like,
so out of pocket back then. I couldn't even believe it.
Right, and then like yes, at the end, after they take down Cthulhu, he like bashes his brains in with his, and all that. Like, there he lays, he's on his way out, and he's, Solomon Grundy talking. He's like, Grundy tired. Grundy think he go now. And then Hawkgirl comes over to like hold him and embrace him as he's going, and he's like, do you think Grundy's soul waiting for him on the other side? And she's about to be like, souls aren't real,
Yeah.
And then she like kind of stops, starts crying. And it's like, it's waiting for you. It'll be there for you. And he smiles and goes. And I was just like, dude, how are you going to make me tear up at 9:45 on a Saturday morning?
Don't do this to me.
Yeah, don't do this to me. I was like, damn, man. And then they're at his funeral, and the last thing they show is his tombstone. It says, Solomon Grundy died on a Monday. Or born on a Monday. And I was like,
he'll be back. He can't die. That's his whole thing. So good stuff, though. I mean, that's a two-parter. Could have been a movie, and then I like that it's such a weird lineup of the Justice League. Like, it's like you could have put Batman in there, and then you think about it, it's like, why would he even be in here?
Yeah, it's true.
You'd just be talking shit about Superman or something.
Yeah. Exactly. That's what he does. That's what he does best.
A short little mention for two other episodes, because we kind of did kind of a deep dive here. So the Batman, the Brave and the Bold from 2010, not my favorite series.
Yeah, I watched that though. I did watch it.
It's a good. I mean, it's Diedrich Bader does the voice of Batman for that. From Office Space. Yeah, Peter, man, Channel 9. That guy. He does the voice of Batman. So that kind of endears it to me a little bit, but it's very goofy. It's like 1950s style Batman, I guess you would call it, or almost like the 60s TV show kind of. But there's an episode where they fight Starro, and if you know Starro, he's got his mini Starros, and like it's a big it's a big star from the fucking from space. So it kind of has that that Lovecraftian kind of a little bit, because
it's almost like Unity. It's almost like the episode with Unity. But just there's like stars and
right. It enslaves them like telepathically by having the stars on their face. I mean, and it goes exactly how you would think. So it's we're just gonna kind of pass over that a little bit. It's fun. But it's not nearly as in depth as the ones we were talking about before. Yeah. Teen Titans has a two-parter called The End. It's I
think it's actually a three-parter.
Is it a three-parter?
Yeah, it's a three-parter, and I wasn't able to get to that.
Yes, it is. You're right.
One.
Yes, you are correct. I'm sorry. It's from 2005. And this is sort of Lovecraftian, and that's why I'm only passing over it. It has Raven and her father, Trigon, whatever his name is. He kind of shows up, but you have the whole thing of the summoning of an ancient world-ending being, cosmic despair, transformation of reality. It's all there. Then you have, which actually kind of does work. Raven, her lineage is tied to a god of chaos. So I guess that's
there you go.
That's your classic, that's your classic kind of thing going.
Yeah.
Neither of us, we saw it mentioned, but neither Ken nor I got around to watching the Justice League Dark. I watched it a few years ago, but it's not really that Lovecraftian, if you ask me. It's more like it's more like the demonology stuff more than it is Lovecraftian.
Yeah, they do the what's his name, the John Constantine stuff, and it's like, okay, it's like I guess
it's infernal, not cosmic.
Yeah, right, exactly. So you could call that. I was like, I'm not watching this movie. I don't want two or two at the time.
Yeah. But then nested in here is probably I don't know if it was my first introduction. I guess not my first, because the movie would have been, but damn, the real Ghostbusters, the Collect Call of Cthulhu from 1987.
What a treat. What a joy going back and watching this.
Yeah.
Because they do it big. They do. And this is the only one of all these, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, where as opposed to them bringing the Lovecraftian stuff to their world,
right,
they go to HP's world. So they go to, Arkham and Miskatonic University, and they're in with these people that study that in these universities, whereas as opposed to just being, the big monster's attacking, or this and that. No, they're going, they're pulling the books. Ray has the weird tales tucked into his belt the whole time,
Yep.
Oh, God, it was so good.
And I love the fact that because with the other cartoons, they changed the name slightly to make it more of so it, like you said, so it can exist in their realm. But right off the bat, we get, the exhibit of the Necronomicon over at the New York Public Library. It's like, holy shit. And the call outs in this are insane because I know we haven't gotten to some of the creatures that are in this episode, but you have a Shoggoth shows up.
He even yells, she's like, "Oh my God, a Shoggoth!" I was like, "Whoa, not yet, lady."
Yeah. Which it's not a bad depiction. It's pretty damn good. And then
I couldn't believe when they went to meet her in the diner or the coffee shop, or whatever, and she quotes the even in Strange Eons, even death may die. Like she does that, and then everyone's like, "Cthulhu Gataga," I was like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah. I think you should leave.
Yeah.
What the fuck? And no, it's great. Even her little magical chant, she mentions Nodens.
Yeah.
So it's you have the cultists. They're somewhat of almost like an Innsmouth kind of cultist thing, and I wasn't got to that
and
yet,
their garb is awesome too, with the drapery over the face too, and I was like, this is just so. And then their version of Cthulhu
is great.
Oh, I was like, that is awesome. Because, of course, I've watched all the cartoons when I was a kid, over and over again. And, just going back to it and, the way they handled it is, you wouldn't get Hollywood, you wouldn't get a new TV show to handle it like that. No. So, kudos to them.
It's awesome. And you got to love just, because it works so well, because it's I love how they do the scale, because they're able, the cultists are able to summon Cthulhu, and it works with the music and with the lightning and the storm, and it's I think it's supposed to be off of Coney Island, and they're right by the roller coaster to show the scale of him. And I like that they made him red too, it's not the green, and it's almost like if you try to summon Cthulhu or something, it's only going to be a version of Cthulhu, because he has rules associated with him. So it's they use the Necronomicon and whatever the date it is that it is for them to summon him, and then their proton packs are these perfect things to send him back to wherever he came from. And it's it just works so well because the Ghostbusters literally are existing in a Lovecraftian kind of framework to begin with.
Right.
Because
I love when he was like, this guy makes Gozer look like, I forget what he said, but like a peon, basically. I was
yeah, he does. And it's great because it's the original movie was, conceived as a Lovecraftian story. So to see the Ghostbusters alongside these literal characters from Lovecraft stories, and to hear Ray nerding out about it. Yeah. And, it's so good.
Oh,
and
man.
Egon just backing him up.
Yeah, I was going to say, Egon taking the lead on this one and, getting super serious. Yeah. And,
listen, guys.
Yeah, it was badass.
Peter, I'm going to need you to get serious on this one.
Yeah, right. And, him, taking Peter to Miskatonic University to talk to Layla, just how he was kind of directing Peter, shut up. He was kind of to the point. And I was like, this is of like, a version of the Ghostbusters that like just like you wish could have made it to the screen,
Oh my god, it would have been incredible, because that's like the dream version of the Ghostbusters, to have a version, like a movie version, the original dudes, even if you did it animated at this point or whatever, but the original dudes actually coming up against, the Cthulhu mythos.
Yeah.
Like,
and
it's so good.
Yeah, I just wonder if Arsenio Hall knows how good that episode was,
I mean, it's the one that's most talked about.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's voicing, Winston.
Yeah.
And it's like, do you know how good this is, dude? And he's just like, nah, where's Eddie Murphy,
Yeah, seriously.
I just want to hang out with Eddie Murphy. And you're like, all right, man, well, get out of here.
Yeah. No, it's one of those ones, and I think if you've watched the series, The Real Ghostbusters, like, there's a threat to, civilization every other episode, but this one, man, like they get it down, like the really like dour music that they use, and like just the whole like you said, the tone that's set by Egon, like the Necronomicon is real. We're looking at it. The lady that they from Miskatonic, like she like lays out the lore, how cool the Shoggoth looks, and then Cthulhu himself showing up. It's just it's all killer, no fun.
Oh yeah, I mean once they first go down to the sewer too, the first beings that pop up, I'm like, they're kind of night gaunty. They're kind of, I was like, this is fucking. They're
sort of like, they're supposed to sort of be like deep ones, which we haven't gotten to that yet. But that's
right, I don't have a word to put with them, but I was like, this is just great. I was like,
oh yeah, no.
I was just sitting there like, yeah, this, like, how do you even go after that, or like, how do I even follow this up? Am I going to be into it? What comes next? But I was.
Right. No, and it's great, and it's cool that you get to go. That we're going back to it now. I mean, we're not fully through the stories, but like you can see, like, oh wow, it's really reverential to Lovecraft.
Yeah, so, I mean, I'm sure going back after, we're done this adventure, I'm going to be like, whoa, because I already was like, whoa,
this is so fucking good. It all makes sense. She said nodins. What's nodins? I'm a fucking nerd now. New level.
Yeah.
But, that's gold standard right there. That's as much as I was impressed by the DC ones, and they are great, like the Real Ghostbusters, the Collect Call of Cthulhu, like it's got it all. And it's not even silly. It's like it's just great.
Yeah, like Peter's like the only silly one, like the whole time, and like Ray kind of being like fumbly, like, oh, I forgot, let me open the book, the last page is gone, but like still, like everyone's on, and like Winston's ready to fucking kill everyone the whole time.
Yeah, it's like, crazy, man.
Yeah.
It's almost like he was affected by the presence of the Necronomicon or something.
Yeah, right.
Because usually they have Tobin's Spirit Guide and Spade's catalog, but now that they have a copy of the Necronomicon, what can't they do?
It's true.
So. Great
if only they, they were as good as the Real Ghostbusters cartoon over there.
I know.
Over there at Sony.
I know. They fucked that. But anyway, moving forward. So then there was the next one that we came across, The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, The Prank Call of Cthulhu from 2005.
Oh man, because I used to like babysit for like nieces and nephews, and like this would be on, and like I kind of would always like chuckle because like it does have the adult, like, quick little ribbies in there for the adults. The kids go, what did that mean? You're like, 5 years, I'll tell you. But but I thought this was funny. It's silly. It's a good time. So basically, the Billy, the other main kid besides the girl and Grim Reaper, it starts off with him prank calling people with one of the other guys in the show, and like everyone's like, dude, we know it's you. We have call ID. So this is when like call our ID became like normalized everywhere.
Right.
So like it's a weird jump. I'm sure for millennials and people that were born in that time frame, where like it's like, whoa, I can't, but then you learn about star 76 or whatever it was that would block it. But
right,
it was just like, that's the setup, is like he can't prank call people because everyone knows it's him, and everyone has call ID. So he goes into the basement to meet with Grim, which where Grim stays, the Grim Reaper, and because that's where he tries to prank call him. He ends up going outside dressing like a cowboy, calling from a payphone and prank calling him. And the Grim Reaper's like, dude, I know it's you, man. And he's like, how do you know it's me? I'm wearing this. I'm like, go from payphone. He's like, call ID. So then he ends up in the basement talking to him. And then he sees a phone on the wall. So it's like a skull on the wall, like weird coloring, and has a phone on it. And he's like, that doesn't have caller ID. He goes, oh, that's the Cthulhu phone. And he's like, we don't use that. And he's like, what do you mean?
Right.
He's like, well, if you use this, you awaken an ancient slumbering entity that will drive everyone crazy and destroy the world, so we don't use that phone. So he ends up waiting for Grim, through happenstance, he ends up, or through, silliness, lighting him on fire. He runs away. He goes to get a shower or whatever to clean himself up, and he picks up the phone and makes the call, right?
Right.
Actually, I think he's going to, but he knocks it off the wall, and he hears, someone on the other end. He answers it. Tentacles come out of the phone, pull him through the phone.
Right.
So then his buddy goes over, like, oh my God, what happened? Same thing. Tentacles come out, pull him through the phone, but their shoes don't go through the phone. So Grim comes in. He's like, oh my God, he did it, blah, blah, blah. And the girl comes in, and she's like, what happened? He's like, he made a long-distance call. He's like, I'm out of minutes. And then she's like, well, where are they? And he's like, oh, they got stuck to the phone. So he was really worried about them using the minutes and not him calling Cthulhu. But he's like, let's just go watch TV. She's like, well, we have to go get him. And he's like, no, because, he's like, we're all dead anyway. He woke up Cthulhu. We're all dead. So might as well just go watch TV for a bit. So the chick ends up making them go through anyway. They go looking for the two kids. And they're talking to one creature who, he's basically speaking in beatbox, which is the weirdest thing. And Grimm's like, makes a joke about like he can't speak the language, but he's really good at reading subtitles. Yeah. Which was funny. And then they end up finding him. They're like, the new interns are in the cafeteria. So they find out that they find him in the cafeteria, and it turns out that Cthulhu loved the practical joke phone call, like the prank call, so much that he basically hired a bunch of people, including them, to make prank phone calls for him for his entertainment. But the more they eat in the cafeteria, the more they turn into Lovecraftian creatures. So the one dude's like, his nose is all like drippy and gooey with like tentacles. Yeah. And then his lips are turning like purple, and he's slowly turning into one of them. And the other guy that's with him is already just a giant globulent creature, running around roaring. So basically they have to go talk to Cthulhu, who's golfing, to get him to convince him to like stop this, because now they're making prank phone calls to our realm, and anyone that gets pranked turns into one of the creatures. So now, what a like a great premise for a Lovecraft story. Yeah. So they're making the prank calls, and everyone's just boom turning into one of a Lovecraftian creature. They want to get it to stop. They meet him at the golf course, and like his caddy is like, well, first Lovecraft is just, or not Lovecraft, I'm sorry, Cthulhu. You can't look directly in his face; you'll go crazy. So the girl's holding up a mirror and like looking through the mirror to talk to him. Yeah. And they bother him in his backstroke. He just loses his mind, and the caddy's like, don't you know you can't talk to Cthulhu? Like, all this stuff. It's crazy. They end up basically outsmarting him or convincing him otherwise. They get out of there. Everything's fine. Everyone goes back to it. But it was just such a funny concept of like, Cthulhu thought the prank calls were so funny that everyone has to start doing prank calls now for him.
It is funny, and I like that it's almost like they kind of respect some of the Lovecraftian stuff too. It's like but it's absurd at the same time. So it's
Oh, it was totally absurd. It was so silly, but like once again, like I said, it's like they threw some good jabs in there, and like some of the parts I was like, this show doesn't take itself seriously at all, which made it super enjoyable. I was like, all right,
right. No, it's a good one. Like absurd is like the best word for it. It's just it just works. I would say the next episode we're going to talk about is probably, in my experience, how most people even know who Cthulhu is. And this is the South Park episode. And this is is this Coon 2 Hindsight?
Yeah, there's an arc where everyone is a bunch of superheroes.
Yep.
Kenny becomes, I forget the name of it, but like he's the brooding Batman one.
Yeah.
And then Cartman, of course, being Cartman, he becomes the Coon, which is a raccoon superhero. Right. But he's a bad guy who thinks he's a hero. Right. So of course, Mysterion is the other guy. Kenny is Mysterion. Right. And everyone has their own like Butters. I forget who he is. He's like, geez, guys, they're all just the characters, and it's hilarious, and it's a great rip on that. But basically, everyone kind of turns on the Coon because he's a bad guy. He's not a good guy. Yeah. But he's justifying everything he does as being a hero. So he basically summons Cthulhu to get revenge on everyone. And they're like, Cthulhu's going to kill everyone. He's not going to listen to you or like you. So he ends up basically literally cuddling up on his back like a cat.
Yeah.
In the raccoon thing, and like, Cthulhu, and he's like, and he wins him over. So Cthulhu is just, and they call it Cthulhu, not Cthulhu.
Yeah.
But Cthulhu now is just destroying South Park at the behest of Eric Cartman. So Eric Cartman teams up with Cthulhu, and it's just flat out destruction. Flat out.
I like the newscasters like reporting on it as it's happening.
Yeah.
He summoned Lord Cthulhu from the depths.
Yeah.
And the part he like, there's like a Justin Bieber concert, and he like reaches in and like just grabs him and kills him.
Yeah.
So funny. But I actually like how they made him look in this. It's like, that's not bad for the animation style, and his scale is correct. He's enormous.
Yeah.
I mean, the show is ridiculous, and it's it's what it's supposed to be. But like, that episode, because so many people watch South Park, were like, oh yeah, I know Cthulhu. He's from South Park. I'm like, he's not from South Park.
Cthulhu's from South Park, right?
Yeah, exactly. But no, it's once again, like, it's on a ridiculous show, but they kind of give it, the reverence, like it's used in the way that Cthulhu would be used.
Right.
So, I got to give it a thumbs up for that, and how funny the whole thing is.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
just Cthulhu just being controlled by Cartman in this raccoon outfit. So funny.
Yeah. Good stuff.
So the next one we're kind of just going to like gloss over, because I think we should probably just return to this and maybe even do a whole episode on this. Rick and Morty is very Lovecraftian, like from top to bottom. I mean, there is a lot of ridiculousness in it, but I think that actually kind of has to be a little bit, because when you get into the Lovecraftian stuff, as you have now too, like, absurdity kind of goes with it. You know what I mean? Because it's so over the top sometimes with what it is. It's almost like a sweet and salty kind of thing, where it's like, when you team it up with a little bit of absurdity, it almost makes it like, it almost gives it like a little charge. Like, I can see why the Stuart Gordon movies were so popular. Like, you add some absurdity to these Lovecraftian things because they're so over the top. I see why people like that combination. And
but as cited here, get Swifty. Show me what you got. Like, that idea of like an uncaring, race of, some kind of alien that are like, this is basically a talent show. We're turning your planet into a talent show, and other planets. Yeah. And Rick comes out with the song "Get Swifty."
Yeah, and it's funny because it's funny because if you think about it, that it's like, well, Lovecraft didn't say what he meant by uncaring and indifferent.
Right.
It could be this, and it's a creative way to get at it. And even in the beginning, the opening sequence of the show, they show Cthulhu chasing the Rick's ship with Summer and Morty in there, and it's an episode people have been like forever, like, when are we getting the Cthulhu episode? When is that coming? And like, they definitely have gone full Lovecraftian, but they haven't really used like specific entities. There are like so many examples. That's why I said we're just going to gloss over, because there's so many examples that they're doing Lovecraftian stuff, like that. It's just I just
too much to touch on here.
Literally. So it's just, there's that multiverse thing where he has like the endless. There's that endless thing of like there's the despair and the existential cosmic horror. That's the Rick Lannis mix up. It's just, there's too many examples, because I started looking. I was like, oh this. I'm like, so maybe another Transmissions from the Void will just do a whole.
Not Scary Terry. Scary Terry is not Lovecraftian.
Oh, bitch.
Don't bring it home. You said you would never bring your work home with you.
Yep. That bitch has to be at the end of every sentence. It's so fucking
I had 2 days of Nightmare on Elm Street on while I was working the other day, in the background listening, and the amount of times he says bitch, it's like of course Scary Terry is going to end every sentence with bitch.
Scary Terry with his swords for fingers. So funny.
So good.
So there's a few others we kind of went past. I mean, someone suggested there's a couple episodes of the DuckTales reboot, which I only watched a few just because I'm a little more versed in the old one. from when we were growing up. Kind of looked over that. There's one episode called The Mists of Moorshire, which there's like essentially eldritch entities that kind of emerge from the mists of a haunted golf course.
Dude,
like,
those
it's
two
kind
episodes,
of in there.
actually 3 episodes.
Yeah.
So the Shadow Wars, a 2-parter, which was so fun and funny.
Yes.
I couldn't believe, because I was like doing the dishes, cleaning the bottles, playing with my son, and those I might have to go back and watch the 2017 reboot, because
the show is good.
It's funny.
Yeah, I watch it with my kids, and I've seen a ton of the episodes, and it's the same setup as the original cartoon, but it's with our humor though.
Yeah. Dude, it's Launchpad is the voice of the Buffalo Wild Wings Buffalo,
right?
And he was killing me in the missing links of whatever. Like it was so funny. And then, dude, I straight up laughed out loud when they fixed Donald's voice box. And Donald's just like has the most clear and concise ideas. His voice, he's like taking charge, dude. I was cracking up just the whole concept, because it's like, how confident and angry Donald Duck always is, because people don't understand him. You put that confidence with eloquence, and it's like, there's your leading man, your hero now. Dude, it was so funny, man. It was killing me.
No, it's good stuff. I think they touch on in one of the episodes, which like apparently was the impetus for the creation of the character of Donald, that he's a Navy veteran, so he has PTSD. That's why he's always losing his shit. Okay. And then they kind of touch on that in one of the episodes, and it's like it gets dark. I don't think they meant it to, but it's like, oh, that's why he's always losing his fucking shit. Like, dude, Tobey Maguire should play him. Yeah. Well, What is that, Brothers? That one movie?
Yeah. But the Kelpie, that was so funny. Them come popping up like, let's go on a ride. Who wants to go on a ride? You want to go for a swim? The water's good. Yeah. Like that was killing me. Even the rival, the golf rival.
Yeah.
That guy was making me laugh. And like they're like, oh yeah, and the Kelpie are like, oh yeah, in Druid golf, you could have tandems. You could do pairs in Druid golf. And like I was like, dude, so funny. So funny.
Yeah, no, it's a great series. I wish I had seen more. I kind of fell off, and then my kids don't watch it. I'm not going to watch it on my own.
Right.
But it's got great stuff. And I think I'm going to go back and watch some more as well.
Dude, I'm going to have to, because it's funny, man. I was actually like, oh, this is something new that I might just be able to enjoy, and like I'll just watch it with my kid and use that as the excuse.
Yeah,
we'll start from jump. Now? Yeah, right. We'll start from jump, and I'm like, "What, he likes it? This is his show." Yeah. I didn't almost tear up in a Bluey episode the other day. What are you talking about?
No.
Yeah, but before we get to our next portion, I remember the episode I was telling you about earlier on when we first started. It's called "Letters from the Underground," and this was a multi-part. I think it might even be a 3-parter. Yep. And or Notes from the Underground, excuse me. It's season 1, episode like 13, 14, and 15. Mm-hmm. And so Donatello is examining some like mysterious crystals that he finds. They're like crystal artifacts. Right. And it gets the attention of these like subterranean monsters, like they live underground. They're not monsters, they're monsters. And there's like, it turns out that there's like this underground lab where they're doing genetic mutations to like people that are turning, and they need these crystal idols,
right? Like
help do it. And then they find these like cryptic notes that are like luring them down, and they find this one guy who was a scientist that the madness and the crystals turned him into what he was, and they went on a journey to turn him back. But one of his old like guys that he worked with kind of like stole everything and used it as a control method. So they have the idol, you have the transformation of it being activated and turning people, you have the madness end of it because the guy's gone crazy who was the doctor. It was actually pretty fun, and I started picking up the stuff on it, and I was like it's honeycombed. That's what I said. I yelled, it's honeycombed.
Well, I mean, I'm sure that your wife and possibly your child are already like, what's he talking about again?
Yeah. She earlier was like, Britt was like, so did every cartoon do a H.P. Lovecraft episode? And I was like, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did. Because he did everything first.
Yeah. Everything.
Yeah. So
everything.
Everything. Then I was like, I'm gonna end here. Because she was making dinner. I was like, I'm gonna end it on this one. And she's like, I think you've watched enough. I got that.
She thought that you thought. Okay, so that's when you watch like 6 more hours.
Yeah, but I was like, I'm tired, and I have an hour left until we have to record.
Okay, there you go.
Like, I want to eat dinner. I did watch enough.
Totally. Yeah. So I mean, that's a great little like Lovecraftian trip into like the world of the turtles, which is, you know, you kind of think about it. It's like, how would that get there? I mean, okay, it's underground stuff. There's mutagen, but like, fast forward to the 2012 series, and holy shit, there's an entire season. It's season 3 from the 2012 series that's all horror episodes, and most of them are like Lovecraftian.
Yeah.
There's even the one with the where they go to the cabin when they get there, and like there's the creep where he looks like Jason Voorhees, but he's like a plant monster.
Okay.
It's so good. It's episode 1. And these all aired in October, which was great. So every week there was like these, and even past Halloween, they had all these like Lovecraftian kind of things going on. There's a Bigfoot one, and that kind of like they wear all of their like influences on their sleeve too, because like that one with the creep that I'm talking about, that one kind of like you get vibes of like The Thing, Swamp Thing, and a little bit of Color Out of Space. I know we haven't gotten to it yet, but the Bigfoot one is also great too, because they kind of have like a Frankenstein but almost like Pumpkinhead thing kind of going on.
Okay.
Amazing stuff. There's another one with it's called In Dreams, and this is the one. This actually has Jeffrey Combs do one of the voices. This is the one with the dream beavers.
Okay.
It's crazy, and it kind of has this whole kind of Dream Quest thing going on, because, you know, we're about to get into that. Yay! No, but in a good way. In a good way.
I actually took a look at Dream Quest. I didn't like read it, but I took a look to be like, okay. I was like, yeah, this is long.
I told you.
Yeah.
I told you. Yeah, folks. Ken's about to go through it.
Yeah.
I think you probably opened up the story. Ken was like, all right, let's see if I'm going to read this tonight. And you're like, no, not tonight.
Yeah. I was like,
I hear you, man. I hear you. But yeah, I encourage anyone, even if you're not looking for something Lovecraftian, check out Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the season 3. Great October vibes, and it's got some, you know, and there's all these Lovecraftian elements too. So if you're looking for something with that kind of thing going on, definitely give it a watch, because I recommend it like fully. And in my opinion, the best iteration of the Turtles.
There you go.
Cartoon wise. So, there was a lot of other stuff we kind of came up with that like, there's this. Did you watch the Scooby-Doo episode?
I wanted to. It was like it was the next thing up, and I just didn't get to it because I love Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, I watched some of it. It's not bad. I mean, there's an ancient god, imprisoned under this cove. It's definitely, it's tentacled. It's a tentacled monster, so it definitely is. Even the title kind of gives it away. It's called Come Undone. So it's like, there's cults and ancient prophecies, reality distortion, and existential dread. So it's very Lovecraftian. So
was that an episode or a movie?
No, this is a movie. Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated, and then it's called Come Undone. It's
okay.
Yeah. So no, it was short though. I don't know if it was like almost like a one-off kind of thing. Maybe it was just like a special episode.
Yeah, they do have those like short specials. They did like the Zombie Island one.
Yeah. You know what? That's what it is.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not like, it may have been like 45 minutes. Maybe that's why. Yeah, it wasn't like feature length, but it definitely wasn't just an episode. I don't know how these things go anymore. Yeah.
No, there's so many Scooby-Doo shows that that you just get like lost in them. And like I put on Boomerang for the boy, and we just rock out on Boomerang all day, and there's like so many different Scooby-Doos, and like now Matthew Lillard is voicing him, so I'm like, all right, it's fun, and they're funny, man. They're really funny. And then like, so that one, there's, you know, an ancient god, and Scooby and Shaggy eat a lot, so that's that's fun.
Yeah. There's a couple other things that could kind of be like mentioned. I mean, there's this weird episode of Courage the Cowardly Dog called The House of Discontent. Did you get that one?
I watched those back in the day. Yeah. There's so much. Honestly, that's another
Courage has
show.
weird shit in it.
Yeah. Courage is another one that's loaded with like Lovecraftian stuff and entities and just the weird CGI ghosts and like weird faces in the sky and it all gets wild.
No, it definitely does. I'm going to skip down the list so I can make something else at the end. Did you get to the G.I. Joe episode?
Didn't get to that either.
It is so friggin' weird.
Is it? It's just weird. It's like,
so you have Lady Jane. She's like the main. She inherits an ancient castle, and it's such a weird episode because I don't know who was writing this thing, but she goes there and like she's in like this like very skimpy nightgown. I'm like, all right, it's 1985.
Hell yeah.
And cut to, she finds cultists in the basement wearing animal heads, chanting to some like eyeball with tentacles.
Okay.
And then you find out that it's actually also the ancestral home of Destro. I'm like, what is going on here? It's essentially like, it's like Call of Cthulhu meets like Rats in the Walls. It's really weird.
That's funny.
And then it kind of just ends. Like the Joes show up and like it's.
Do they shoot monsters?
No, because the monster doesn't really like. They only show it one time, and then like it's all just like Grover type shit where it's like they have like animal heads and robes and they're like running around.
I mean, come on, man.
I mean, they knew what was going on.
Yeah, the creators were in the groves.
Right. Yes. It's good time. I mean, it was a good time in a fact where it was like, okay, there's definitely Lovecraftian weird culty stuff, but then like it didn't gel with the rest of the story. I'm like, I didn't really care because I was just like, okay, it's a G.I. Joe episode. It's like somebody wanted to put Lovecraft stuff in one of the episodes, and that's essentially what they did. Yeah,
that is weird. I saw that and I was like, well, how are they going to make this work? Is like, I want the Joes to roll in, right, with their rocket launchers in their vehicles.
Yeah, Snake Eyes better be there. I'm not watching.
I want a Storm Shadow Snake Eyes fight.
Yeah, of course.
You know, like I want the what's his name to come in and go Cobra, la 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 la. You know, spear and kill Duke.
Yeah, Serpentor. I had to figure that. He was weird.
So Chris like ordered it, and he came with like his hovercraft thing.
Yeah,
and then I threw it down the stairs because fuck that guy.
Yeah,
you know. And then he had to order another one. They made him order another one.
Well, he's you know, he's not sentimental.
No, sir.
No. So there's a Futurama episode. I will admit I've never watched a single episode until today.
I used to watch because it would come on Comedy Central late at night.
Yeah, it's something about it. I was just like, I don't want to watch this, and I just never got into it. And I watched the Mobius Dick episode today with the 4-dimensional space whale.
I saw it before.
Wow. I was like, holy shit, this is actually like, it was actually somewhat poignant. Like it was buried in all the weird, bullshit comedy, but like, I was like, wow, this is kind of interesting. I mean, personification of death, kind of like, with the physics and.
Well, they have 2 other very heavy episodes.
Yeah.
That one's like, it involves Fry's brother and him getting frozen, and when he comes out, it's like everyone that knows the show or watches the show talk about that episode. And then another one is where Leela is basically
herself.
Yeah, she's like dying and like losing her mind, and like Fry's in love with her. It's just like, and it's another one that gets like really heavy with sentimental stuff, and like they kind of avoid jokes and go more for like just character development. So I watched a lot of it back in the day. It was one of my like nighttime shows when I was in like early middle school,
right.
I'm sorry, early high school,
right.
And I like the show.
Yeah, I just never. I had nothing against it. It just never,
I got you.
Just never caught. But I watched that episode today. I was like, wow, this is actually pretty good. And I just, it's definitely. I feel like Rick and Morty pulled a lot from that show.
Totally.
From watching that one episode, I was like, oh, this is where they got this from.
Yeah, they do pull a lot from there. A lot with like the grossness, but like the like always using like the green goop and stuff. Like there's always like goopiness.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that in Futurama, and like especially this one episode that was like a Willy Wonka thing called Mingus Dew. It was like, there's a lot. Like the words they use, the terminology. But I Matt Groening or whatever his name is, I'm not the biggest fan of him. Like
I stopped watching Simpsons after like the third season when I was like 9 years old.
I watched it when I was a kid, and I would catch the Treehouse of Horror. And,
I would watch those every once in a while.
Yeah, and like that's about it. Like some random nights when I'd get home from school, I'd pop it on and I'd be like, all right, you know. Like how long are we gonna like do the Bart Simpson don't have a cowman thing? Like you know, I can't.
I don't know until everyone goes mad.
Yeah, right. Well.
Oh, here we go. That's the ultimate Lovecraftian show, I guess.
Yeah.
It's funny. My youngest daughter Nora was down here, and I was telling her, she's like, "Oh, what are you doing?" And she comes down here once sometimes, asks me what I'm doing. It's like, "Oh, we're doing a episode tonight about Lovecraftian cartoons." And she's like, "Oh, Bill Cipher's Lovecraftian," and I just looked at her. I was like, Yes, he is. He's on my list. And, you know, it threw me for a loop because, you know, she watches the cartoon, but like she's this generation of kids that watches more than just the show. They watch videos about the show. You know what I mean? So she was like full on the lore. And I was like, so Gravity Falls, that entire show essentially, but there's this character, Bill Cipher, that is like this trickster kind of entity that can like tear open reality essentially, and he turns everything almost like a surreal nightmare, and then like, you know, people mutate into monsters and physics collapses, and it's Dipper and Mabel
stuff.
They fight this, and they have to fight essentially this creature or this entity that exists outside of time and space and reason. So I was like, so it was just funny because she was like, "Oh, he is," and I was like, "How do you know what Lovecraftian is?" And I guess she probably just heard it in the video, but it was just funny because like, I have this on my list. And that show is great. I mean, aside from, it's not just, there's definitely Lovecraftian stuff in there, but all the cool, weird, it's almost like X-Files meets Unsolved Mysteries meets Lovecraft.
Never heard of it. Never heard of it.
Gravity Falls, really?
Yeah, never heard of it.
Wow. You would probably dig it even now.
Okay.
It's super fun. It's you know what? It kind of takes almost the same premise as Erie, Indiana. Remember that show?
Yes. Yeah.
But it's these two kids, and they go to this summer camp, and they stay with their grandfather, and all this weird stuff occurs. It's the best way to describe it. It is, and it's become a cult thing. It was only on for a few seasons, and then they had all these books that came out. These two books that came out very recently to continue on the lore because people are so into it. But it's like neck and neck with Over the Garden Wall. How people are really into that one too.
Okay, and people like Veronica Mars because it had that kind of stuff in it too. That show, it was supernatural. It had all that stuff too, and people were obsessed with it. And it got canceled 4 times.
Is that the Pet Psychic?
No,
with the glowing blue eyes.
No, it's at the end. Yes, at the end it is. Yes, it is. But no, people loved it. I think it got canceled a bunch, and then got brought back a bunch of times because people were like, "How could you son of a bitch? How could you get
truly Lovecraftian?"
Yes.
Honestly, this. There are. If you look hard enough and you just keep searching after searching, you'll find so many calls out, and it's just it'll come down to just weird stuff. It's if there's if there's cosmic madness, some kind of weird transformation and forbidden knowledge, it kind of it'll an occult and an ancient god, it'll tick as Lovecraftian. So there's I came up with so many episodes, and I was just this. I can't talk about all of these, and then you start looking at it a little bit better. It's oh, this isn't Lovecraftian at all.
Right.
So,
I remember it was years ago. You were I think you and Chris were talking about it when we were having a hang one time, and you were no, you were people go, it has tentacles. It's Lovecraft.
Yeah. Right.
So it's octopus, Lovecraft. Squid, Lovecraft.
Yeah. No. So, but these are just some good episodes. If you've never seen any of these, I would give you the recommendation to go ahead and check these out because they're fun and it still scratches that Lovecraftian itch too. So
and I couldn't get over those DuckTales, how fun those episodes were. I I was getting to the point where I was like, I've been watching cartoons all day to try to catch up, and then I was like, okay, I'm not going to care about these DuckTales. You know, there's like 2017 DuckTales. Like, I was like, am I going to care about this?
Yeah.
And it was hilarious, and I was like, I'm glad I watched these because
Mrs. Beakley's like a hard-nosed, like mercenary. I'm like, what the fuck?
And then
funny.
And then Donald's like executing her plan like precisely. She's like, that's pretty much what I would have done. And he's just like, she's like, are you always saying stuff like this? Like, are you always like this good? And he was, oh my god, I had such a great, the whole thing. I had a wonderful day because of it.
Good. And, there you go. No madness for you. Just some fun stuff.
Just some joy. I mean, the baby almost drove me,
sanity shattering.
Yeah, sanity shattering stuff. No poopy diapers though. We can say that's fun. That's fun when that happens.
But it was still a sanity shattering Saturday.
No, it wasn't. I almost got there because he's a wild man. He's teething. He's got a tooth bud. Oh boy. So yeah, it's an adventure.
It's almost like you have your own little Lovecraftian entity in your home.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right.
He's right.
You never know what he's gonna do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see him with his little banana toy.
Yeah, he's wielding his banana right now. His toothing banana. He's been eating my hands and forearms.
Yeah, man.
He's oh god.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's rooting. Yep.
Yeah.
Pretty cool, man. Well, you get to have your own little horror in your.
Yeah, right. I do.
Excellent. All right. Anything else on these fun little episodes?
Dude, first thing you should do after listen to this, go to YouTube, look up The Real Ghostbusters, the Call to Cthulhu.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's so
Absolutely.
good.
If you don't watch any of these, definitely just check that one out because that's just so good. It's the best one out of this entire list. I love, like I said at the beginning, I like the DC ones, but really is, the Ghostbusters one is the best one, like by far.
Yeah, you want to get choked up, watch the Justice League one. And if you want to have a wacky, silly good time, watch the 2 episodes of the DuckTales one because they're on Disney Plus if you have it, and it's a super fun time, hilarious cartoons. And then absolutely do yourself a favor. It's free on YouTube.
Yeah.
Real Ghostbusters Call of Cthulhu, because it's like, if you're a fan of either one, it's like they're both nailed. They nailed both aspects of it, and it was just a joy to go back and watch those, and I love it. It was great.
Yeah. No, totally. I couldn't have said it better. All right, Ken. Well, I think that brings us to the end of our fun little, what is it? It was almost like an October little Halloween treat bag for the folks. Yeah,
we used to do it over there at old ODP, and, sometimes you got to bring it over here. Sometimes the boys need to decompress.
Yeah, something like that. Well, then, once again, we find ourselves lingering on the edge of the abyss that Lovecraft so masterfully presents. Thank you for joining us for this episode of Transmissions from the Void. I've been Jason McKittrick.
And I've been Ken James.
And we'll see you beyond the Wall of Sleep.